Welcome back, everybody, to the Tennessee Titans franchise here on Madden 23. We've got just 3 weeks left to go here in season number 4, and our Titans are all in as we are pushing towards a playoff spot and hopefully a division title for the third straight season. Our final 3 games are against all potential playoff teams. We will start at home against the defending champion Cincinnati Bengals, who currently have a record of 9-5. Our Titans, meanwhile, are 10-4, tied for first place in the AFC South with the Jacksonville Jaguars. In the last episode, we had a doubleheader with 2 interdivision games on the road against the Texans and the Colts. We defeated the Texans to extend our league best win streak all the way up to 8 games before having it snapped by the Indianapolis Colts 27-26 in what ended up being a really interesting game. We were up by 9 late and we absolutely choked. And I get that there have been bigger chokes in NFL history, such as 28-3, for example, but our choke might be the most mathematically improbable. We were up by 9 with under 2 minutes to go, and the ball on their goal line. We were about to score. Obviously, we did not score, and we lost the game entirely. That's one way to lose your win streak. We still had the best record in the AFC, but we're currently projected as the 5 seed. We're tied with Jacksonville and Buffalo with 10 wins for the best record in the AFC. But since Jacksonville currently has the head-to-head tiebreakers, they beat us all the way back in Week 2, they're ahead of us in the division. We play against Jacksonville in Week 18, and it very well could end up that the winner of that game ends up clinching the division. So even though we're the 5 seed now, I'm not overly worried about it. We can still control our own fate. We had the tiebreaker over the Bills because we beat them earlier this season back in Week 6. So if we win out, we will be the number 1 seed in the conference. And obviously it is a lot easier said than done to win out, especially considering our final 3 games are against the Bengals, Chargers, and Jaguars, who are all really good. But we're really good as well. We've beaten a lot of really good teams on this win streak, and there's no reason to think we can't keep it rolling despite a hilariously awful choke. So even though we're in 5th place now, I am confident that we can put ourselves with that number 1 spot, get a first round bye. That would be a really big deal for our team to get ourselves healthy leading up to the divisional round because we have been banged up recently. We've got multiple key starters like Kyle Pitts, Chidobe Awuzie, and most recently Evan Smith, who are all still injured. So it appears we'll be a little bit shorthanded for our 3 most important games here, finishing up the year against the Bengals, who have 9 wins, the Chargers on the road, who have 9 wins, and then the Jaguars, who have 10 wins, in a game that very well could decide the division. We'll start with our focus here on the Bengals as we face off against them here in today's episode. Cincinnati's 9-5. They're a really good team. These guys won the Super Bowl just a season ago over the Washington Commanders, so they know what it takes to have a big playoff run. They've obviously done it with this core. The Bengals have not played great football as of recent, though. They had a 7-game win streak going into their Week 9 bye week. But since then, they're only 2-4. They've lost 2 in a row. They have not been playing very good football over the last month and a half, and I think we caught them at the right time. Hopefully, they won't be too hungry with them not playing too well. The Bengals are obviously led by Mr. Joe Cool. Joe Burrow, the 99 overall quarterback, he is obviously fantastic. His ratings are phenomenal. 99 accuracy across the board, 99 awareness. He is on pace for a career high in passer rating, and he is legitimately a top 3 quarterback in the league. He leads all the NFL in passer rating. He's currently in 3rd in the MVP race behind Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. So yeah, in case you've been living under a rock, this guy is really, really good, and it is going to be hard to stop him, especially considering he's got a good group of weapons. Out of the backfield, he's got child hitter himself, Joe Mixon, who's a 99 overall. He is also really good. Ray Demerit's a pretty good compliment. At receiver, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd is still one of the best 3-headed monsters in the league. Malachi James at tight end, former first-round pick, a player we almost drafted a few years ago. Defensively, these guys are quite solid as well, led by guys like Jesse Bates, DJ Reader, and Dax Hill. They've also got former Titan Eric McCoy as well at center. McCoy was with our team over the last 2 seasons. He was a good player when healthy, which was far and few between. He was rarely healthy. Before we get started, though, I do want to do some contract business. We've got a lot of guys who need extensions. Pretty much half of our starters are up for new deals. Of this group, I think the guy we have to pay the most is Caleb Farley, who in my opinion is the most underrated player on the roster. I don't think we've properly given Caleb Farley his flowers throughout this series, but he is really, really, really good. He is a total ball hawk. He has 22 interceptions over the past 4 seasons. He's consistent in coverage, and he has stayed healthy, which is a big deal for him. So we're going to offer him a 5-year contract for just under $80 million. It's a lot of money, but I think this guy's one of the best corners in football. He would unfortunately say no. It seems like he was going to want more money, which is a little bit of a surprise because the interest bar is all the way up, but we'll be able to get back to him next week. Hopefully his contract situation does not affect his play today. We're going to need him to be on his A game because he's going to be covering the likes of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, who are really good. The Bengals rocking their slick, all-white jerseys. They're 9-5. We're 10-4. Can the Titans get back on the win column after a hilariously awful choke a week ago against the Colts? Tennessee will start with the ball, 2nd and 7. The standout rookie, Romeo Colucci, is sacked by Kobe Davis, the young pass rusher out of the University of Alabama. Colucci tried to do his signature move of running around the pass rushers, but Davis is a little bit too fast. On 3rd and 22, Colucci under pressure. He is sacked again. Peyton Turner, the former first-round pick out of the University of Houston, brings him down, and so the Bengals had the ball. Joe Burrow with a wide-open receiver. That's Malachi James, drafted in the first round back in Season 1 out of San Diego State. He was a player we strongly considered. Obviously, we ended up picking Scotty Pickens instead, which has obviously worked out quite well for us. From the 26, Burrow goes short. It's caught by Jamar Chase, one of the best receivers in football. Tries to get into the end zone, not quite. He's wrapped up with a 1 by Kevin Byard. Can the Bengals quickly punch it in here? Joe Burrow is already in the zone just minutes into the ball game. As on 1st and goal, Burrow will look to throw it. He's got time, and he connects with Jamar Chase, who's widowy-gwittying in the end zone as the Cincinnati Bengals lead it 7-0. Not a good start for the Titans. I know it's early, but it's been a rough few 3.5 minutes. Tennessee starts drive number 2 off strong as Derrick Henry gains 14 yards. Despite getting up there in age, Derrick Henry continuing to show he's one of the best backs in football. 3rd and 5, Colucci taking his time. Hit as he throws, and he will connect with Scotty Pickens. That was a really good play by both Colucci and specifically Pickens to track the football rather than continuing in his route. 3rd and 8, Colucci under a little bit of pressure, and he completely misfires looking for Pickens again. That was not a good throw. The Titans usually go for it in enemy territory, but it is 4th and 8. Instead of going for a 60-yard kick, they will look to punt instead, try to pin the Bengals back deep, and they will as it's down at the 5-yard line by Harrison Harrington. What a punt from Jeffrey Walker, another former Houston graduate. So the Bengals will get the ball with pretty rough field position in safety territory. The Titans trying to send the cavalry, but they've also got to focus on, covering the middle of the field. They didn't on that play, and it backfires as Jamar Chase gets 26. 3rd and long now for the Bengals. Burrow looks to throw it. He's under a lot of pressure from Landry. Heaves it downfield, and it is somehow caught for a first down by T. Higgins. That play is partly lucky, but also part Joe Burrow is an alien, making plays under pressure in the pocket. 2nd and 1. Burrow quickly throws it back to Higgins, hit hard by R.J. Robinson, the young linebacker, and that'll wrap up what has been a disaster of a first quarter here for the Titans. They are getting smacked so far on both sides of the ball. The Bengals lead at 7-0. They're driving down the field looking to extend their lead. It's only one quarter. I don't want to panic, but this is bad. The Titans have a total of 6 yards, while the Bengals have 150. 2nd and inches, handoff for Joe Mixon. He will shrug his way through that group of players like they're a group of 15-year-olds, and he is in for a touchdown. Joe Mixon mixing it up, and the Bengals lead it 14-0. The Titans got to respond here before this game gets ugly. Here's Romeo Colucci on 1st down. Goes downfield. It's caught by Scotty Pickens, who's open. Good job by Colucci to navigate, waiting for Pickens to find a seam, and he is able to make the play. So the Titans are starting to finally show some signs of life offensively. Following play, Colucci back to Pickens. His number 1 receiver makes another play over to the 13. Tennessee's getting pretty close to the end zone, but it is a 3rd and 6. Colucci rolls out to the left. It's caught by Elijah Bryant, and he will lose 3. So the drive comes to an end. Good stop by the Bengals, sending some pass rush, and now Tennessee will look to kick the field goal. 29-yarder for Fat Randy is up and good. So Tennessee's on the board, but they still trail by multiple possessions as it's 14-3. Following Bengals possession, Burrow and Mixon still in the zone as it's over to Jamar Chase, who's been dominant here in the first half. He brings it to the 39. Cincinnati moving it down the field well once again as Joe Burrow continues to dominate through this first half. This time he gets it to the slot receiver, Tyler Boyd, who makes his way to the 26. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Joe Burrow looking dominant here in the first half. He's only thrown one incompletion all day. 3rd and 10, Burrow with a screen for Mixon, and he will lose 9. That might be the worst screen I've ever seen. Asher Gonzalez, the young linebacker out of San Diego State, another former San Diego State first-rounder in this game, making the play. 4th and 15, McPherson knocks it down with ease from 52, and it's now 17-3. I'm sure the Titans would love to make it a one-score game before halftime as Derrick Henry catches it up the middle to the 47-yard line. Titans looking to move quickly. They've still got 2 timeouts in their back pocket as Kalochi will again have Derrick Henry wide open up the middle of the field. Normally you see Elijah Bryant as the pass-catching back, but Derrick Henry's making some plays in the receiving game. Speaking of Elijah Bryant, here he is lined in the slot, bringing it to the 11. The Titans still are not using these timeouts. They've still got 2 of them going no huddle. 1st and 10 from the 11. Kalochi up the middle for Elijah Bryant. He is in for a score, and it is a one-possession game. The Titans still have not played well today, but this 2-minute drill drive is going to be able to put them back in the game as they're only down by 7 going into halftime. Keep in mind the Bengals do start the second half off with the ball. Let's take a look at our halftime report around the rest of the league. We will start in Indianapolis as the Ravens play against the Colts. I get that Indy is a division rival, but I do think it would benefit the Titans in terms of seeding and whatnot if the Colts were to win this game. So far, they are not winning because Lamar Jackson is really good at football. There's a reason why Lamar is the MVP frontrunner. Baltimore leads 21-7. The Ravens are currently 8-6. They can take the lead in their division with a Bengals loss and Ravens win. So even though we are not rooting for the Ravens, they are certainly rooting for us. The Bills are another team we need to lose, so go Browns go. Although I don't mind the idea of women respecter Deshaun Watson getting humiliated at home. That's fun too, and that's what's going on here today. The Bills lead at 24-7. Deshaun Watson has really struggled, while Josh Allen is playing well. The Bills are a team we really need to lose for seeding. Even though we have the head-to-head tiebreaker over them, we do have the same record, so it would not benefit us if they won. And finally, the Niners head to Houston to face off against the Texans. This game doesn't really matter for us because the Texans are obviously not in playoff contention because they stink. Houston currently losing 12-3 off of this big touchdown from Trey Lance over to Deebo Samuel. The Niners looking to push towards a potential playoff spot in the NFC as they're currently 7-7. They need all the wins they can get, and lucky for them, they get the Houston Texans on their schedule and they are taking full advantage. So as we go into the second half, we have not played all that well today, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. But if we can be smart with our adjustments, I think we can come back and win this game. Romeo Colucci's been up and down, but he's mostly been pretty good today. I do want to see him improve in the short game because he struggled there. And then defensively, our coverage can't stop Joe Burrow. He has stretched the field very well in the intermediate and deep passing game. So that's where we've really got to limit what he can do. Into the third quarter, handoff for Mixon, and the run defense starts strong as he loses a yard. Harold Landry with the initial hit, and R.J. Robinson finishes him off. 3rd and 8, Burrow's still in the zone. He's been in the zone since the very first drive of the game as he is going to be incomplete, looking for Boyd, but the pass is broken up in the secondary by Amani Ward. The Bengals would punt it for the first time today. A really good start for the defense. Now it's time for the offense to respond. On 2nd down, Colucci up the middle, gets it to Scotty Pickens. He brings it to the 42. Good start to the drive. Tennessee is slowly but surely gaining momentum. Down the field, Pickens wide open. Touchdown, Titans. This game is tied at 17. Tennessee really struggled early in this game, but they have looked awesome over the last 8 or 9 minutes. Great throw by Romeo. Great route by Scotty Pickens. The Bengals decided not to cover him for Lord knows what reason. 3rd and 7 now. Burrow under pressure. He is Houdini. in the pocket, getting it to T. Higgins, breaking tackles. Great job after the catch by Higgins. And obviously Joe Burrow is a wizard, the way he can escape pressure and make perfect throws. 3rd down and 3 for the 29. It's a play-action fake. Burrow has an open man, and he will connect. It's a 1st down for Cincinnati. That's Tyler Boyd coming down with it in the slot. Cincinnati now has it in the red zone as they look to take their lead back. Burrow on 1st down, up the middle. It's caught by T. Higgins. All 3 of these dynamic receivers have been good today. Chase, Higgins, and Boyd have all been effective. And then Malachi James at tight end as well has been good too. It's like pick your poison. They've got 4 elite receivers. 3rd and goal incomplete. The pass is broken up by Cardell Simpson. So the Titans will keep Cincinnati out of the end zone, but the Bengals will take the lead with a short field goal from Evan McPherson, making it 20-17. The Titans can take the lead on this possession, though, late in the 3rd, 2nd down. Nice throw and catch into the hands of Elijah Bryant, who's got a lot of snaps out of the slot today. I want to continue to use him not just as a running back, but as a versatile weapon. On 1st down, back to Bryant, this time out of the backfield with some nice blocks from Scotty Pickens as he gets 19. Bryant having himself a really nice day in the run game and as a receiver. 3rd down, what a throw by Colochi with 3 Bengals in the area, but he threads Venito perfectly. Great catch as well by Pryor, and that'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. 20-17, the Bengals had the lead, but at one point this game looked like a blowout, and now we could be looking at a really close game. 3rd and goal from the 9. Colochi goes short, and Bryant somehow drops it. He was never going to score, but like, come on, this is horrible acting. He had it in his hands. He had possession of that ball so long, you could argue he fumbled it. I guess he didn't want to get hit by Logan Wilson, and since he wasn't going to score anyway, I don't entirely blame him. Kick is good from Randy Bullock, and we are tied at 20. So the Bengals will get the ball back. We are all knotted up with just over 8 minutes to go. 2nd and 9. Burrow up the middle with a dime into the hands of Jamar Chase as Jordan Ruffin, the unpass rusher, is hurt on the play for Tennessee. Not ideal. The Bengals now have the 3rd and 5. Burrow still in the zone. He literally has been in the zone since the first drive of the game. He has a wide open man. It's Jamar Chase again. I like Cardell Simpson a lot, but he is getting cooked today by Jamar Chase. I cannot lie. Now from the 26, about 7 to go. Play action. Burrow up the middle. His pass is caught by Boyd, who gets leveled by Juan Thornhill, but not before getting to the 10. Now it's a 3rd and 9 for Cincinnati. Burrow's pass is caught by Malachi James, breaking tackles in for a score. Joe Burrow is just ridiculous, and Malachi James is pretty impressive as well, as it is now 27-20. So now the Titans are going to have to answer back. On 1st down, Colochi launches a nuclear missile for the end zone. It is caught inbounds for a touchdown by Hot Rod Pryor. What a play for the Titans, who will tie it up at 27. Romeo Colochi's had a lot of really good throws. That might be his best one of the entire year. He threads Venito perfectly. There's not a lot of room between the defensive back and the out-of-bounds marker, and Colochi launches a dot. That's Troy Danham in coverage, the rookie corner drafted in the 1st round out of Cal. He stays with Pryor stride for stride the entire play. A-plus coverage. Colochi needs nearly a perfect throw, and that's exactly what he gets. A 70-yard bomb for a touchdown. That ball literally had 70 yards of airtime. First play after the 2-minute warning. Burrow is intercepted. Caleb Farley picks it off. Nothing but green grass ahead. He'll take it all the way for a pick 6. And the Titans take their first lead of the game. A massive momentum shift within a matter of minutes. Romeo Colochi to Hot Rod Pryor for a ridiculous touchdown. And then this. What did I say at the beginning of today's episode about Caleb Farley? This guy is special. His 6th interception of the year takes it all the way. The Titans now lead it 34-27, and Joe Burrow is out of the zone for the first time since the first drive of the game. Burrow looking to respond with short passes here as he has a 2-minute drill. So far it is working. Goes short again out of bounds, stopping the clock. The Bengals have all 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Cincinnati's not out of this game despite the big turnover. Caleb Farley is in the zone, so is Joe Mixon, who gets lit up by Byard at the 38. Under a minute to go now. Burrow up the middle, pass is caught by T. Higgins to the 34. 2nd and 6 now. Another short throw by Burrow to Boyd to the 27. Cincinnati finally calls their first timeout at the 31-second mark. From the 27, Burrow, under pressure, goes short for Mixon, who is out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. Clock stops at 26. 2nd and inches now. Burrow goes a little to the right, has an open man. It's Jamar Chase, and he will get it to the 5. Bengals call timeout number 2. They've got a timeout. They've got 4 plays on the goal line. No excuse for them not to score. 1st and goal. Burrow looks to throw it. Has plenty of time. Burrow rolls out to the right, and it is incomplete as he throws it away. Now there's 13 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and goal from the 5. Burrow. His pass is nearly intercepted. Gonzalez could have ended the game. 3rd and goal. Down to 10 seconds. Burrow looks to throw it, scrambles to the left, and is sacked by Azeez Ojulari. Cincinnati calls for final timeout. 4th and goal. Game on the line. Burrow throws it quickly for Boyd, and he is in for a touchdown. The Bengals tie it up with 3 seconds left to go. A game-time drive from Joe Burrow to knot this one up. He got rid of that ball quickly, and that's a risky throw. Look at the end zone. He had Juan Thornhill and Amani Ward right next to him. Harrington not too far behind as well. The Titans are going to call a timeout to look to ice the kicker, but this is Evan McPherson. He knows a thing or two about making big kicks in this stadium. To tie it at 34, he got it. So we will most likely be headed to overtime, barring some last-second miracle. The Titans could run the clock out, but they figure, why not take one shot for the end zone? Colochi rolls out to the right, hit as he throws, and it's nearly intercepted. So we will be headed to overtime, 34-34. This is Tennessee's first overtime game of the season. We have been treated to a thriller here in Nashville. Since Cincinnati's the road team, they'll get to choose the coin toss. Hey, Bengals, tails never fails. Bang! It lands on tails, but since he chose heads, you should have listened to me, Bengals. Titans win the toss. They'll obviously choose to start on offense, so the Titans will get the ball and an opportunity to win the game. We'll see what Romeo Colochi can do, his biggest drive of the season. He's been fantastic today. Not too long ago, we saw him with a ridiculous touchdown for Hot Rod Pryor. But Tennessee's struggling so far this drive. They're trying to run the ball early. They're not getting anything going. 3rd and 9. Colochi waits until somebody's open, and he finds Treylon Burks, who brings it to midfield. Great job by Colochi to read the field out. He was patient, and he waited for something to happen. 3rd and 3, Elijah Bryant gets nothing. He's wrapped up on the play, short of the yard to gain by Kobe Davis. The Titans will go for it here on 4th and 3. If they don't get it, it's basically game over. Colochi rolls out to the right. He has an open man, but he also has open room, and will run for a first down as he scrambles for a gain of 12. The Titans have a lot of trust in their rookie quarterback to make big decisions on 4th down, and it pays off. He could have gone short for Chigo Okonkwo, but he saw that open rushing room and ran for the first. Following play, Colochi is intercepted! Jesse Bates picks it off for the Bengals. That's Colochi's first interception since all the way back in Week 9. A huge turnover for the Bengals. Tennessee was moving the ball well. They just converted a 4th down, and Colochi turns it over. It was not a bad read. He was trying to get it to Pickens, who was open on a curl route, but he did not put enough loft on the throw, and Bates is able to make the play. So now the Bengals are in the driver's seat. All they need is points to win the game. Burrow scrambles on 1st down. Burrow gets by a couple defenders and gains 21 with his legs. Big run for Burrow. Cincinnati's not far away from field goal range, and having Evan McPherson will certainly help. There is Malachi James to the 39. Cincinnati's getting really close to field goal range. As long as they don't do anything stupid, they should be fine. On 1st down, it's intercepted! Caleb Farley strikes again. He's going to try to outrun Mixon and cannot. But Farley with his 2nd interception at the game. What did I say about this kid being the unsung hero of this football team? He gets a huge pick 6 with under 2 minutes to go to take the lead. And now this interception to save the game in overtime. What a play by Farley. The offense will have another chance to win this game. Romeo Colucci made a mistake on his first ever NFL overtime drive. He will look to redeem himself here on his second as he gets it to Higgins to the 24. The Bengals are already calling their timeouts. They are just hoping for anything to happen if they get the ball back, which feels unlikely. Tennessee will not bring out the field goal unit quite yet. They would like to get closer. Colucci does lose yards on the read option. Bengals call their last timeout. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 3. Handoff up the middle for Derrick Henry. He will not get it. Under a minute to go, by the way. Tennessee usually goes for it on 4th and short, but in this situation where a field goal wins the game, that would be pretty stupid. The Titans are running out the entire clock. It's a 32-yard field goal from Fat Randy Bullock to win the game. It's up, and it is right down the middle. The Titans win it in overtime with just seconds to go, 37-34. What a game. Wow. That was a lot of fun. Absolutely the game of the year. A huge win for the Titans against a great Bengals team. Not only does Tennessee get back on the win column, not only do they win one of the most exciting games of the season, but they have officially clinched a playoff spot for the 3rd consecutive season. I really hope we see these Bengals again in the playoffs. This is a great Cincinnati football team. I would love a rematch come playoff time because I think it'd be a really fun game. The Bengals dominated, if you remember early. They were up 14-0 early in the second quarter. We were really struggling on both sides of the ball, but the offense picked it up. The defense got turnovers when they needed to with the 2 interceptions by Caleb Farley. Wow, I'm just still in shock. What a game. That was so much fun. We got to witness a QB duel. Both quarterbacks made mistakes down the stretch. They both turned it over in overtime, but they both were great. Joe Burrow was fantastic. Romeo Colucci might have been even better. He out-dueled Joe Burrow. That's pretty impressive to do as a rookie because Joe Burrow's the real deal. The run game was not great. I wish we could have ran it a little bit better, but the pass game was phenomenal for both teams. Boyd, Higgins, and Chase were phenomenal for the Bengals. Obviously, Scotty Pickens was great for us. The other receivers were good too. The pass rush was not great. We only had 1 sack, but it was a big one late in the game by Ojulari. The real star of the show defensively was Caleb Farley. He had 2 interceptions, including the pick 6. If he doesn't get either of those interceptions, we do not win this game. Simple as that. And shout out to Fat Randy. He had the game-winning field goal, 3 for 3, made all of his kicks. So we are now 11-4. Let's take a look at the scores around the rest of the league. We know what we need to happen with some of these other top teams in the conference, and that's that we need them to lose. The Browns nearly came back against the Bills, but Buffalo ended up winning. The Jaguars won their game as well against the Cardinals, so that means we will remain as the 5th seed despite winning. Players of the week, we've got a whole lot of L.A. Isaiah Gordon and Shark Saver III, the rookie, win it for the Rams. And then in the AFC, Justin Herbert of the Chargers wins it on offense. And on defense, obviously, who else but Caleb Farley? 2 major interceptions, including the pick 6. I said it earlier, he's the unsung hero of this team. I think he's one of, if not the best corners in all of football. We're going to make sure we pay him. He cannot go anywhere. So as we look at the standings, yes, we have clinched a playoff spot, but we're still the 5th seed in the AFC, and we still have a lot of work to do in terms of seeding. Most of the best teams in the AFC won this past week, so we really didn't make up a whole lot of ground. Now they are projecting us to play against the Ravens in the first round. They did end up beating the Colts, which is not particularly ideal for us. So as we look at our situation, no matter what happens in Week 17, the game in Week 18 against the Jaguars decides the division. No matter what happens in either our game or Jacksonville's game. It's kind of funny because this is exactly how it turned out in real life. In Week 17, we knew their Week 18 matchup would determine who wins the division. The Titans rested their starters in Week 17 in real life because that's how little that game mattered. Obviously, we will not be doing that because we're playing some good teams here, and including the Chargers, who are in a divisional race of their own with the Raiders. The Chiefs are kind of out of it. They have not recovered since we blew them out at home. So the Chargers know what we are capable of. Seeing how we literally destroyed Kansas City's season, the Chargers don't want that to happen against them. We've got some experience against the Chargers. We played and beat them in the playoffs back in Season 2 when we had Garrett Pace at quarterback. The Chargers are 10-5. They're really good. This game's on the road, and it could be really important for seeding. If both of us win the division or both of us lose our divisions, then this head-to-head tiebreaker could end up really mattering. That'll wrap up the episode. A really fun one here. Great win against the Bengals. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.